Alright guys, here we are. This is basically the trick that I use with all of my sites to keep them ranked for a very long time without any additional backlinking over a long period of time, and also help them get a better ranking in a short period of time. And the whole thing is going to take you only 5 minutes once you do it properly. Okay, so here's what you're going to do. Originally I was going to make this a PDF, but I just thought it would be better to have this as a video because I would be able to emphasize some things better in a video. So here's what you're going to do. The first thing you're going to do is build your money site. Okay, so you're going to select your niche, your keyword. You're going to find a product to promote or whatever you're going to do for monetization, and we'll cover that in a lot more detail in the webinar. But you're going to build your site. You're going to optimize it properly. You're going to use the 5MMM site analysis system to make sure that everything is working exactly as it should be. Make sure that everything has the meta tags and the meta description and the keywords are properly selected and the alt text is there for the images and so on and so forth. Okay, so make sure that it is all optimized properly, and you set up your main site first. Okay, this is your money site. Now, in this, I'm going to use jump manual review as an example. Okay, because it's a very specific, very targeted, narrow keyword. Okay, it's very targeted to jump manual, obviously, and this is a site that I actually use as an example because it has a pretty competitive top 10 pages, but it's been making $700 or so, and I sold the site for about $6,500 just recently. So what we're gonna do here is use jump manual review as an example. So the first thing we do is we build out jump manual review. Okay, make sure that everything is good on it and it's optimized properly and it has its content. So this particular site only has 3 pages of content. It doesn't have gigantic 10, 15, 30 page articles on there. That's all you need to rank properly. Okay, the second thing we're going to do is now we're going to select a broad category associated with this site. Now our narrow category in this case is jump manual review. Okay, it's very specifically about a product review, but the broad category is sports and exercise. Okay, that's what I use as a broad category. Now in most cases you can use broad categories like weight loss, health, fitness, home decor, gardening. You can just try to think as broad as possible in the second step. You're going to select a category which is very broad, and the third thing you're going to do is go ahead and install a separate WordPress installation on the same domain. Okay, so what you're going to do is go ahead and install WordPress on a separate URL like jumpmanualreview.info/blog or jumpmanualreview.info/articles or whatever, or more information and so on and so forth. Okay, I always use a combination of these. So the same domain will have 2 separate installations on WordPress. Okay, this is not something that you typically do. So the second site that you set up is going to be extremely broad. It's not going to be optimized for some specific keywords. It's going to be optimized for a very broad category. Okay, now we're going to basically add an auto content posting system in here. Now you can use tons of there are tons of those out there. There's the WP Robot system. There's unique article wizard plugin. There's quite a few options out there. You can use whatever you like, but there are 2 conditions that it must be able to do. First, it must provide unique content, not scraped content. Okay, what that means is you don't want to use a system or a plugin that basically goes out there and copies Yahoo Answers or copies videos and just posts them as they are. It must do something to make them unique. Okay, either like WP Robot does, it basically takes the content and it translates into a different language and translates it back. It makes it unreadable and useless in my opinion, but something like that, it makes it unique. The second thing is you need to drip in only 1 to maximum of 3 articles per day. You're not trying to turn this into a typical auto blog with tons of new content coming in every day. Only an article a day at most. Okay, it's even fine if it does 1 article every 2 or 3 days. Now the key is that you're not going to monetize this auto blog whatsoever. You are not going to put any AdSense ads on there. You're not going to put any CPA ads on there. This auto blog serves only one purpose, which is to help you maintain your rankings for the long term and help basically just keep getting the pings going out on the same domain. A lot of people don't realize that when you have a domain, even if you have multiple installations of WordPress on it, when Google comes to visit that particular WordPress installation from either pinging or from any kind of linking, it's actually going to go ahead and look at the whole domain name, not just at that one fixed WordPress install. Okay, now you don't want to come across as spammy and constantly send content out on your main website. Okay, your money site needs to be very user oriented. What happens if you are posting new content all the time on there? It'll confuse your users, and you don't want that. So the other benefit of this is that Google really looks at your site and it sees, even though you have multiple WordPress installs, it actually calculates the unique content and calculates the most recent updates, basically the freshness of content, by the domain name, not by WordPress install or something random like that. Okay, so what basically happens is when you install this, Google looks at your domain name and says this domain has fresh content all the time. Okay, and makes a massive difference. Plus, a lot of people also don't recognize that the number of times that your website is visited by the Google bot also contributes to its page rank. Okay, and we can spend a lot of time. We can go into very specific details of how the Google bot and page rank of a page are related. And if you're interested in that, ask me during the webinar, and I'll explain this in much more detail then. But it basically helps your site get a higher PR as well. Okay, so I've seen some sites that have jumped from page rank of 1 to 2 or from 0 to 1. It's not going to be massive difference, but just by doing this little trick to it. Now, the final step is that you're going to make your home page a static page, and that's going to link to your main site. Okay, now I'm going to show you some of this quickly so you don't have any confusion. Okay, I'm obviously not going to show you the first step or the second step because those are things that you're going to do with your particular website. Okay, the third part is basically installing WordPress and setting it up. So you can use Fantastico in most cases. So you're just going to install another WordPress installation the same way that you have been doing it so far. Now we're going to talk about an auto content poster. I gave you example of unique article wizard, and you can see this is their page where you can download the WordPress plugin or you can install the WordPress plugin directly from here. If you want to get to this, all you do is you go to uniquearticlewizard.com, you go all the way down, and you will find this link which says directories or webmasters receive free unique content direct to your site. Okay, so you're going to select this, you're going to go here, and it'll show you where to get the plugin. Okay, so you're going to get the plugin, you're going to install it. Now, one more thing you want to do is when you have installed it, there are quite a few plugins out there for no follow. What that does is it makes all the links going out from your WordPress install no follow links. And by putting that in place, you'll make sure that over time you're going to have let's say a couple hundred articles on your website. Now those couple hundred articles are going to have links going out because the reason people submit and publish content to your site, which is unique and clean and readable, is because they get backlinks from it. So what I always do is I make it so that after 1 week, each of the posts, the links turn to no follow. Okay, so I preserve my website while still giving other people benefit of the link right in the beginning. Okay, you don't want to cheat them out of backlinks by making it all no follow. So the first 7 days when a new article is published on the site, it keeps it as no follow, as do follow, sorry, and then after 7 days it turns into no follow. Okay, so that's something that I've done. There are a number of free plugins out there that do this for you, and I'll include one of those no follow plugins within the PDF file. Okay, now once you have installed this and everything is up and running, we're going to do the final step, which is where we go in and we're going to basically change the reading settings. Okay, now here's how you change the reading settings. You just go into your WordPress install. Okay, now I'm just showing you the jump manual review. You would go into your jump manual review / blog or whatever auto poster. Okay, and here's what you're going to do. You're going to go down to settings, you're going to go to reading, and within reading it's going to ask you what do you want your front page to be. So you're going to say let my front page be a static page, okay, not the latest posts. So here's exactly how you're going to do this. You're going to first create a new page. Okay, your new page, you can call it about, you can call it recommended resources or whatever you want. Okay, and then you're going to basically go to a static page. It's going to ask you what do you want your front page to be, and you're going to select that and you're going to say I want my front page to be the about page, and my posts page needs to be a posts page. Okay, let me show you what this would look like if you were to do that. Okay, now this is one of my sites. Okay, this is the main site. It's been ranked very well for 3 years plus. I have not built a single link to this in the past 2.5 years or so. Okay, it's been ranked very well. And here is its autoblog section. Okay, now what I did with this one is I had, once it hit about 800 pages, I stopped the auto posting on it because it had become established so well and it didn't need it anymore. So I just removed, not removed, but basically stopped new postings on it. But you can see what I did here. What I made this do is that my front page, or my page that is shown immediately, is the about page, and the about page basically links to the 4 pages on my main site, to my money site. Okay, so your auto blog is linking to your money site. It's on the same domain name, but it's different WordPress installs. So if you click here, you'll go to this site again. Okay, that's basically what you're going to do here with the reading settings. Okay, if you're confused about this at all, just go here and tinker around with it and you'll figure it out. It's actually very straightforward, and of course there's a WordPress codex. You're not going to have any difficulties doing this. If you do have difficulties doing this, during the webinar, ask me and I'll show it to you live as again. Okay, so what this whole thing does for you is it lets you get targeted links. It gets you get a lot more visits from the Google bot. It gives you long-term sticking ability in the search engines, and it just overall makes you rank much faster, ranks you in a much more authoritative manner. So this is what I do right before I build my links to the money site. Okay, now remember, you're never going to build any links to your auto blog. Okay, your auto blog is not something that you're going to be linking to, or doing anything of the sort. You're not going to spend any time on this. You're literally going to spend your 5 minutes to 6 minutes to set this up, and that's it. You're not going to waste any more time on it whatsoever. Okay, so that's basically the trick behind this, that makes this whole system work. Make sure though that you first go through the main PDF, which walks you through how to set up your site, how to properly optimize your site, do all of the things needed for it. Then this is your middle step where you're going to set up this little trick for in 5 minutes or so, and then you're going to go back and then do the linking the way that I talk about it. You're going to do that linking, and you're good to go. Now make sure you come to the webinar, because during the webinar I'm going to be discussing proper monetization, proper user-oriented structure for better conversions, and also selection of proper keywords and niches to make sure that you're actually succeeding all around. I don't want to just give you a little trick and leave you with that. So come to the webinar. You're going to get a lot of stuff there, and make sure that you use the site analysis system to make sure that your sites are properly optimized. All right, so that should be it, and let me know if you have any questions.